Hey, it's djkanoya, DJ, business coach, and idea sharer. And in this video, I'm addressing one of the most common questions that I get asked from a potential wedding client. And that is, how do you know what to play at our wedding and how are we gonna get you the music? Well, I've got a few tips on the best ways to collaborate with your DJ when planning your wedding reception music. As a wedding entertainer, I understand that I am a service provider. Of course, I'm providing a lot of services at the wedding itself. But even in the weeks and months leading up to a wedding, there are a lot of other services that I'm providing, especially when it comes to planning and music planning. I'm going to break this video up into two parts. We're going to talk first about the different sections of a wedding reception or different parts of a wedding reception and how music plays into each one of those. And then I want to talk about the best ways to get those playlists, suggested music, favorite artists, how it's best to deliver that information to your DJ. Let's start off by breaking down a wedding reception into three parts. Typically, you're going to have a cocktail hour, dinner, and of course, dancing. The cocktail hour is the perfect opportunity for my clients to showcase the music that they really love. And you know, in many cases, there are clients that are super into like indie artists and things you don't hear on the radio. Stuff that admittedly, you know, they admittedly will tell me like, I know people really don't dance to this, but we really like this band, for instance, or this duo. Maybe this is the time to throw in, if you're a Mumford & Sons fan, but you can throw in some B-sides or things that aren't necessarily on the radio. Or a guy like Alan Stone or Bibio, which is some indie artist that I just randomly found on Spotify. But I've had that. I've had people throw out artists that I've never heard of, and I've listened to it and I'm like, wow, this is really cool, and this is perfect for cocktail hours. When it comes to dinner, there's about a 50-50 split in terms of what I'm gonna typically be playing and then what my clients are wanting to include, and that might be music that I would not typically play during a dinner just because they could be artists I've never heard of or just some favorites of theirs. There's also a few other things happening that are sort of taking my attention away from focusing solely on the music, and that is still facilitating some things on the timeline. There could be some speeches coming up or just some announcements that I need to make. And I'm also gonna step away for, you know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes just to get a quick dinner break. So having some general guidance going on and programming some music ahead of time is super, super helpful. As someone that has played numerous weddings, I've gotten really in tune to reading the crowd and building dance floors. I really think that that's the most fun aspect of what I do, is like figuring out what this group of people, this group of 100 or 200 or sometimes only 50, how am I going to get them engaged and onto the dance floor? While there are certain songs that will always work, I always encourage my clients to let me know, like, what are artists that you guys like, that your friends like, that your families like? Because as soon as, you know, they hear those things, that's what's going to get people excited and they're going to run on the dance floor. So how do we get these lists to me? How do we get the music to me? Over the years, this has really changed. I mean, I've gone from people handwriting sheets of paper and handing them to me to Excel documents, which migrated over into a Google document. And I would say probably like 95% of the time now it's really Spotify playlists that people are doing, and now that's actually my preferred choice. This is great, especially if people are sending me music that I'm not familiar with. It just makes it so much easier for me to listen to, because I'm going to go on Spotify anyway. If you email me a list, I'm going to go to Spotify and like, oh, what does this person sound like, or what does this song sound like? So Spotify is great. It's easy to collaborate and share your list with someone. Do it, especially if you already have a Spotify account. It's perfect. All right, so to recap, cocktail hour, perfect time for 100% of my clients' input, assuming it's not like super slow or crazy death metal, but I really don't need any input on that. That can be 100% them. Dinner, 50-50. Love to incorporate some of the stuff that you like, but I'm also gonna read the crowd and start to kind of motivate people with the music and with the beats and kind of get things moving along during the dinner hour. And then when it comes to dancing, that's all about my expertise in reading the crowd, but incorporating your must-plays. All right, there you go. A few tips on how to best work with your DJ, or maybe you are a DJ. Hopefully these tips would be helpful when you're working with your clients in the future. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you're interested in more tips like this, please hit the subscribe button. Would love to continue connecting with all of you. I'm DJ Kanoya, and I will see you next time online.